Hello everyone, I'm again with you, the next part of the Unit 2, that is biodiversity. Now, in the last module, we have completed the first section of the Unit 2, that is ecosystem. We have discussed variety of its classification and the ecological succession and the ecological regulation, the pyramids. And we have also discussed the forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, desert ecosystem, aquatic ecosystem. We have also discussed the stratification or zonation in lake ecosystem specifically. Now today I am going to discuss with you the another portion, that is biodiversity. So we need to discuss first what is biodiversity, levels of biodiversity, biogeographical zones in India, types of species, biodiversity patterns and global biodiversity hotspots and hotspots of India. So biodiversity, that means in short we can say variety among living system or living organism. The another specific definition of biodiversity is biodiversity refers to the variety and variability among all groups of living organisms and the ecosystem complexes in which they occur. There are three levels of biodiversity: genetic biodiversity or diversity, species diversity, ecosystem diversity. The genetic diversity means there is a genetical variation among a same species, that is under the category of genetic diversity. The next is species diversity, when there is a variability among the species, that is known as the species diversity. There are different indices which can measure the species diversity. The last is ecosystem diversity. So depending upon the habitat, depending upon the environment, or you can say depending upon the biotic and abiotic components, there is the variety among the same species or the different species, that is under the category of ecosystem diversity. That means the polar zone flora and fauna is but obviously different from the normal, the temperate zone, you can say. In this image you can easily understand there are different biogeographical regions or zones in India. We can count there are 10 different zones in India. We are having the variety of flora and fauna. At global level also we can count many biogeographical zones are there. But if we are emphasizing on only the Indian biogeographical zones, then these are Trans-Himalayan region, Himalayan region, semi-arid region, Gangetic plains, the desert plain, the northeast, Deccan Peninsula, the coastal region, Western Ghats, and the islands. So in these particular regions, and I have emphasized such regions in a very colorful way, so you can identify that there are variety of flora and fauna is available in different zones. Now come to the values of biodiversity. Values means what is the importance, what is the value of biodiversity, why we are emphasizing on biodiversity component. There are many values are there. The first value is consumptive use value. That means there are direct and indirect values of different variety of flora and fauna which is available on the earth. We are having the variety of fuels, variety of food, variety of drugs, variety of fibers are available. The next is productive use value. That means there are the commercially valuable or usable components are there. For an example, we are having the timber for furniture. So timber extraction is there. So variety of woods are available for that component. The next is social values. These are the values associated with the social life, customs, religion and psycho-spiritual aspects of the people. For an example, some religions worship the basil plant, some religions worship the people plant. So this is that. The next is ethical value. It involves ethical values of the ethical issues of the life. So it is based on the concept of live and let live. So we need to make safe our environment, and for the safety we need to preserve our flora and fauna first. So this is under the category of ethical value. The next is aesthetic values. That means great aesthetic values is attached to the biodiversity. It gives pleasure, peace of mind, the excitement and a feeling of appreciation. That is under the category of aesthetic values. The next is optional value or option value. These value includes the potential of biodiversity that are presently unknown and need to be explored. The last but not the least, ecosystem service value. That means it refers to the services provided by the ecosystem. So these are the values of biodiversity. We can also categorize the regional biodiversity, or you can say the local biodiversity. There are different richnesses are available. The point richness, the alpha richness, the beta richness, the gamma richness. The point richness refers to the number of species that can be found at a single point in a given space. The alpha richness refers to the number of species found in a small homogeneous area. The beta richness means the rate of the change in species composition across different habitats. And the last, the gamma richness refers to the rate of change across large landscape gradients. So we can also classify the variety in different point alpha, beta and gamma richnesses. If we take the world species record, the maximum, the 95% of mammals, reptiles or amphibians are available. And the birds, fishes are available in their particular component, in their particular habitat, the population is there. So the total number of species, if we count the number of identified species are there. So right now we are also identifying different variety of flora and fauna. Why India is a mega diversity nation? Because India is one of these mega diverse countries with 2.4% of the land area, accounting for 7 to 8% of the species of the world, including about 91,000 species of animals and 45,500 species of plants that have been documented in its 10 biogeographical regions. Of these, 12.6% of mammals, 4.5% of birds, the 33% of Indian plants, or 45.8% of reptiles, 55.8% of amphibians are endemic. I will tell you what is endemic, being found now nowhere else in the world. So that's why India is having a very small land area as compared to the other countries, but the variety of flora and fauna is higher. So that's why this is known as mega diversity nation. Hotspots of India. Now, first point is, what are hotspots? The areas which exhibit high species richness as well as high species endemism are termed as the hotspots of biodiversity. The term was introduced by Mayer in 1988. The endemic means which are specific to a particular region, which are only available on a particular region, that is known as endemic. So here, all over the world, there are 25 hotspots are available. Mayer et al. In 2000 recognized 25 hotspots globally. Out of these, 10 hotspots are available. The 3 hotspots, you can say, the 3 hotspots are available in India. Right now, we can count it only 2. Because some are extended to the neighboring countries as well. So I am discussing here the 3 regions of India which are under the category of hotspots. The first is Indo-Burma region, the next is Eastern Himalayan region, the next is Western Ghats or the Sri Lanka region. Now Indo-Burma region. So 2 million kilometer square tropical Asia, eastern part is under this category. The Ganges, the Brahmaputra and rivers are there, and now it is Indian Chinese region, we can say. Now it is under the category of Indian Chinese region. The next hotspot is Eastern Himalayas. 7,298 kilometers square of Sikkim is under this category. Forest cover is of 1/3 of the original cover of India. The the world 39% flora is endemic here. The next region is Western Ghats, Sri Lankan region. 17,000 kilometers square, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala is under this category. 40% of the total endemic part of flora and fauna is here. So the Silent Valley of Kerala, the Agastyamalaya Hills, these are all under the category of Western Ghats. So these are all the hotspots of India. So what we have discussed today, the definition of biodiversity, the levels of biodiversity, the genetic value, the diversity, the ecosystem diversity, the species diversity, the 10 biogeographical zones of India, types of species, so biodiversity patterns at global level, the hotspots of India. Thank you.